Hi YouTube, it's darthsteve333 here again with another pickups video. Bit of a pause since the last one, mainly because, as you can probably tell, I've had the lurgy, as they call it. So basically, this time last week, well, just over a week ago, I went to Eurogamer in London. In fact, I had to come back 2/3 of the way through because I could feel it coming on. So yeah, spent the best part of last week moaning and groaning and feeling sorry for myself, not doing a great deal of game hunting. But anyway, it's not been too bad actually. The first week in the fortnight since my last video was very quiet. I thought might have to actually sort of make these pickup videos monthly or bi-monthly at this rate, but it picked up. Anyway, on with the show, so to speak. Probably the first thing, you have to excuse me while I just grab this. First thing that I found actually on the way to Eurogamer on the Saturday, I stopped at the local car boot that I think I mentioned in my last video that started up again recently. Just had a little browse round. There was a guy there with various containers full of assorted crap basically. Noticed something from a distance which I was very surprised to see, to be honest, and that was the box for this. Obviously a bit scruffy, but I went and investigated. The case isn't actually in too bad condition, it just needs a clean, which I'll be doing. Now I do have Final Fantasy 7, 8 and 9 already, but I only have the instructions for 7, so I'm always on the lookout for anything like this in case they've actually got the instructions in. Now, rather unluckily, this didn't have the instructions in, and it's only got 2 of the discs in. It's got discs 3 and 4 and no instructions, but the inlays are in pretty nice condition. Also saw this, Final Fantasy 9. Now this one again is suffering from missing discs. This one has disc 1 and disc 3. The discs themselves aren't in bad nick. You know, they've got the light surface scratches that you usually find on these things. Again, the inlays are there, and this did have the instructions, so I was very pleased with that. So that's actually already found its way into my own copy. So these, like I say, I'll probably clean up the cases and probably try and generate a bit of income for more game hunting. Maybe put them on eBay, or if anyone needs, what was it, discs 3 and 4, the platinum version of Final Fantasy 8, or a case or the inlays, or discs 1 and 3 of Final Fantasy 9 and the inlays, obviously give me a shout in the comments. He didn't have a great deal else. Obviously I rummaged around, tried to find the missing discs and the manual for 9, sorry, for 8 even, couldn't. So the only other things I found were a pretty nice copy of the original Wipeout. Obviously the case is a bit knackered, but the instructions are in pretty good nick. It's a platinum disc, and quick look, yeah, the condition of the discs is lovely, which is quite surprising in the place I found it, but there you go. So that's in good condition, and this is just something I asked if I could have. It's half the case to Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back. Again, I don't actually have, but you never know, I might find a loose disc or part of it, so I thought that might be useful picking up for the future. So that was pretty much that. I went to Eurogamer, the place where I was staying. There was a computer exchange, I think I mentioned in my last video, where they have retro games, so I traded in a bit of more recent stuff, took about 50 quid's worth of credit with me, went and had a look, and there was absolutely bugger all in there. Wasted journey in that respect. Obviously Eurogamer itself was great fun, but yeah, really the retro game finding, that was a doornail basically. They had a few PS1 games and a few PS2 games, some GameCube, nothing that actually leapt out at me and said, "Oh, you know, get this. Nothing that I don't think I couldn't find at any other, you know, computer exchange around the country at this time. So yeah, did Eurogamer, came back with the Lurgy. One thing I must mention while I was there, I was extraordinarily lucky. I went and had a look at the Turtle Beach headphones, headsets, and they were running a competition where you had to tweet a picture of yourself wearing a headset, and they chose someone, you know, chose people at random to actually win a prize. So yeah, I actually won one of the prizes in that. So I've got a hopefully, touch wood, because it's not actually out yet until the 17th. I've got a nice expensive headset heading my way, which will find a good home. So yeah, thanks to Turtle Beach for that. I doubt they'll watch this, but yeah, thanks anyway. Freebies always good in my book. Anyway, moving on. What did I find? There was one thing I found down the recycle centre, not 2 days before I went to Eurogamer, but I'm leaving that till last because I was most surprised of all to see that. Went to the local cash generator during my lunch break. They got a few Game Boy games in there, nothing outstanding except for this Mario Golf, which I picked up for the princely sum of £1.99. Reasonable condition, a few sort of like marks on the label, you know, just indents where I think someone must have been colouring in or something, but yeah, not one I've got, so yeah, I'm pleased with that. The next thing that I did, oh yeah, found this in a charity shop. Now I do have this already, and I do have the big box version, but I think this is actually in even better condition than mine, which even when new wasn't in the best condition. It's Grim Fandango. Fantastic game, and as you can see, that was 99p. Hell of a result, I think. I should probably keep this version and put my own one up for trade or resale. I mean, the you know, the manual's beautiful, you know, very, very nice, and it's got this nice little slipcase with the discs in. So yeah, very pleased with that. I think that's everything from in there. Yeah, great big box and virtually no contents. Miss in some respects the days of old PC games boxes, but certainly from a storage point of view, better that they're in smaller boxes. Right, what was next? Yes, Saturday, just gone. We've got a local development in the city where I live that's just opened, and it's one of these sort of slightly avant-garde type places. In amongst them, oddly enough, sort of a retro game shop. It is a tiny little place, but I did see a couple of things that caught my eye. I thought I also went along with a bit of curiosity because recently, I might have mentioned it in one of my past videos, the all year round car boot that operates near me suffers from one particular reseller, so to speak. Basically the guy and his accomplice go round, they get there at the crack of dawn and they sort of hit each end and work their way towards each other in the middle, and they scoop up everything. Now I went along to this new retro game shop basically to see if it was one and the same person, and rather happily it wasn't. It was just basically a guy who I think had obviously built up a collection of games and decided to make something out of it. So yeah, anyway, I had a browse in there. Like I say, not a great deal of stock, but some reasonable stuff. So I did pick up a couple of games. First, I got myself a copy of Wipeout 2097, which I do actually have, but as a platinum. So that's an upgrade to a black label. That cost me a £5. Probably a little over the odds, but it's something I've been looking for a while. And when I had my first collection, before I had to sell it, Wipeout 2097 was one of my favourite PS1 games, so pleased to have picked that up in a nice black box. The other one I got was something that I nearly bought at a car boot probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago, but I felt that the seller was, the price was extortionate. They wanted £6 for it. I got it for basically half that. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. So again, pleased to get that. So £8 spent there. On the way home from there, coughing and snuffling and so on, stopped by a charity shop. Wasn't a lot in there. Did find this though for the PS2, Fire Warrior, which is in very good nick. It hasn't got the manual, unfortunately, but it has got a disc in nice condition. Yeah, it looks like it's never been used. It was 99p, reduced to 49p. So it's one I haven't got. Looks interesting. So I'm looking forward to having a go at that, and it does star the voice talents of Tom Baker and Brian Blessed, so expect a great deal of hamminess and some shouting, hopefully. So yeah, pleased to have picked that up. Right, yesterday, car boot. Only one find, and I did certainly overpay to what I would normally pay. But it is something that I've been looking for quite some time. It's basically, without bullying it up too much, it's a Game Boy Color. It's in pretty decent nick, you know, the odd scrape and light surface scratch on the screen. Probably the main issue with it is, although it's got the battery cover, there is sellotape on it. I think the catch here at the back has failed. But yeah, it works. What I picked it up mainly for was the games. Now, I will show you what the games were, and then explain why I paid what I paid for it. So, probably the least interesting of the games was Rugrats in Paris, the movie. Not really my scene, but it came as part of the bundle. A unusual bootleg 32-in-1 Game Boy Color cartridge, which, as is usual with these things, is about sort of 5 variations of the same 8 games or whatever. Then we got Super Mario Brothers Deluxe, which I do have already, but I think this is a nicer copy than mine. The label is a lot brighter, so pleased to have that. Then we've got the Pokemon Yellow Special Pikachu Edition. Now, as you can see, this is a USA version. Now, I picked that up and I did think to myself, is this a bootleg? Is it a copy? Because, like I say, I do have the UK version already, but you know, if I was looking to move this on, then I didn't want it to be a copy. Obviously no way of telling really while I was there. It looked legitimate enough, but you can't tell. So when I got it home, whipped the back off, had a look, and lo and behold, Nintendo on the circuit board. So that's good, that'll go up for trade. And this is the main reason why I got it. Pokemon Red, which I actually, from my first, from Game Collection version 1.0, the one that I sold to fund vet bills, I still actually have the box, the manual, all the inserts and so on, but unfortunately when I traded in my old Game Boy, Pokemon Red was in it. So yeah, I'm very pleased to have found that, and obviously these are sort of, you know, holding their value certainly, or maybe even increasing in value, but yeah, that actually will make a nice complete version that I can put in my box. Now, I actually paid £30 for that, which, as I say, is a hell of a lot more than I would normally pay for a Game Boy and a few games. But as I say, my thinking is I'll hold on to the Rugrats. I'll probably hold on to the 32-in-1 cartridge. I'll probably trade up my copy of Super Mario Brothers Deluxe and move on the other copy, and I'll move this on. Now, I might move on the Game Boy Color because I do have 2 Game Boy Colors. I'm not sure if I've actually got the transparent one. No, my transparent one is actually a Game Boy original, I think, so I might keep this one and move on one of my two blue Game Boy colours. So hopefully that will sort of pretty much make up most of what I've spent. So it effectively means I got Pokemon Red for a good price. So anyway, yeah, moving on. Yesterday afternoon, went into town, thought I'd have a look in my local computer exchange. Well, actually that's not quite true. I'd actually had a quick search on Computer Exchange's website, checked my local one to see what was in there, because you can actually filter that by, you know, if you wanted to say game, look for a GameCube game and then search your local store, you can do so. So I did that, nothing really in the GameCube section. Looked in PlayStation 2, very pleased to see this, which I obviously went in and got, and it's Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. Now, I do have this for the Xbox, the original Xbox, and I have the normal Metal Gear Solid 3 on the PS2 already, but obviously this is, if you like, a sort of a special edition. It looks in pretty good nick. There's the manual. It's got all its pages. It's a bit, what's this? Oh, looks like the manual is actually falling to bits a little bit, but I can live with that. The discs I have had a look at, and they're looking pretty good. So yeah, it's something I've been looking for a while and not having much joy with. So very pleased to pick that up. Did cost me 12 quid's worth of me vouchers, but I'm happy enough with that. I think it's recently come down from about 15 quid. So yeah, given that my Computer Exchange vouchers will have been made up from basically stuff that I've picked up cheap from charity shops or car boots, then effectively it hasn't really cost me 12 quid. It's probably cost me a fraction of that, so I'm happy enough. Found another game trading shop in town, which someone told me about, actually coincidentally, when I found the Final Fantasy semi-complete boxes. I got chatting with him because he was lined up behind me to pick them up if I'd left them, and we got chatting, and he mentioned that yeah, there was a new shop in town that did game trades. Again, very, very small, not much stock. I found a sold PS1 game. It's one that I used to own with my old collection, and that's Jerry Lopez Surf Riders. Now, I do like surfing. I'm extremely bad at it. I haven't done it for a few years now. My old surfboard is sitting up in the loft, gathering dust, awaiting the time when it will be pulled out again and I can get in the sea and fall off it regularly. But yeah, this was quite a decent game, and it was 50p, so you know, happy enough for that. Obviously, in pretty good nick. Nice little surf design disc there. Right, you might have noticed a slight transition there. Reason for that is I film these when I get home from work in the week before my wife gets in, because my wife is, I think I might have mentioned previously, fairly mortified by the fact that I put my face on YouTube. I don't know why exactly that is. She's probably feeling, I don't know, sympathetic embarrassment, I don't know. Anyway, moving on, like I say, I got disturbed by it yesterday, so the video quickly ended, so I'll pick up the threads from where I was yesterday. So here we go. Right, so today being Tuesday, the previous day, Monday, I went down the recycle centre, found some PS1 games which I was quite pleased with. Like I say, it seems to be a resource with dwindling results down there. Up until the last couple of weeks, but to find a few PS1 games in there, majority of which I didn't actually own, was pretty good. So here they are. They're in order of well, sort of ascending order of interest to me, I suppose. So the first one is Rugrats the movie, which is obviously, having picked up the Game Boy version, that means I've got it on 2 systems now. Not sure whether to be pleased or slightly worried about that. Next one is Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase, and then SpongeBob SquarePants Super Sponge. I know absolutely nothing about SpongeBob because we have no kids, so yeah, maybe that's my entry into finding out a little bit more about it. I suppose we'll find out. Right, the next one was, if you can get past all the labels, it's Hot Wheels Extreme Racing. All of these, I should mention, discs are in pretty good nick. They've got the inlays, and I think they've all got their manuals. Next one is one of the many football games that was out for the PS1. One which I hadn't seen around for a little while actually, and pretty good nick, so I thought I'd pick it up. It's This Is Football. Next one was something that I've played other games in the series. Excuse me, still getting over my cold. Yes, I've played other games in the series. It's a bestsellers one, but it's got a black label, so it may qualify, it may not, in my criteria of trying to keep to black labels if at all possible. It's Micromaniacs. Like I say, I've played Micro Machines on multiple systems, you know, I think on the Amiga and the Atari ST, and later on the Mega Drive. I think I recall playing a SNES version back in the day. I'm sure there's probably more systems it's been out for as well. But yeah, that should be a pretty good laugh. Next, this one I must admit I've not actually seen before. It looks like it's just a card and casino type game. What sort of first caught my eye, apart from the fact I'd not seen it before, was it's got the 3DO logo on it. So I'd imagine this is probably from towards the end of 3DO's life as a going concern, unless they still exist. I don't know if they're out of business or what, but yeah, it's Midnight in Vegas. As I say, never seen it before. It just looks like, as I say, slots, card games and so on, which I'm not really that into, but more of a curiosity than anything. Interesting. Got some instructions in there about utilises flash memory. I think that must be from something else. Anyway, it's got the disc and the manual, as of the rest of the PS1 games, so I thought I'd pick that up. There it is. And the last one is another one that I haven't actually seen very often, and I think it's fairly hard to find. It's Warpath Jurassic Park. So yeah, the case on this one's a bit damaged, but it's all complete. It's got the disc, some sort of catalogue, nice instruction manual, and yeah, looking forward to giving that a go. I'm not sure. I think it's yes, it's like a dinosaur beat 'em up, or bite 'em up, I suppose you might call it. Anyway, that bunch of 8 PS1 games. Took to the counter, and they said, "Oh, how many you got there? 8? Oh, call it a £5." So I thought, yeah, that's not too bad. That makes it probably about 70 odd p a disc or something. So yeah, quite happy with that. And I was about to go, and I was chatting to the one of the people in there, and I just noticed something she was arranging out the corner of my eye, and it was this Dreamcast controller. Now, I do have a few of these already, because I'm a bit of a Dreamcast fan. The games are extraordinarily hard to find, at least for me anyway. But yeah, I asked to have a look at it. It's been used. It's got the sort of usual degree of yellowing and so on. It's got I think that's a rumble pack, if I remember. Is it a rumble pack? Can't remember. Anyway, it's got that. And obviously the controller in there, instructions, and it's in good nick. So pick that up. You can never have too many spares, said the man with one Dreamcast and 4 spares just in case. And the other thing, when I picked that up, they said, "Oh, we've got a gun as well." So a Dreamcast gun. Again, I do actually have one of these already, but one of the days when I actually get the CRT down from the loft, when the much promised but likely to never happen, or at least in the immediate future, once the games room comes into existence. I plan to bring down the CRT and basically set up the Dreamcast and PlayStation 1 and play some light gun games. So yeah, obviously 2 players is better than 1. So yeah, quite happy to pick that up, and it come with a couple of bonuses in there if you like. Obviously it's got all the leads like so. Got a SCART block in there. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be in there. It's got the Dream On demo compilation, Dream On Volume 1, which I think I have, and something else that I have, which I don't know if you can actually still play this anymore, or whether there's actually servers been put online that you can be directed in the direction of. There's a turn of phrase. But it's Planet Ring, so yeah, got that as well. So picked up the 2 Dreamcast bits as well, and they said, oh, call it 6 quid. So again, I couldn't argue with that really. 11 quid for 8 PlayStation 1 games and a Dreamcast controller and rumble pack and a gun and a couple of bonus discs with some grumble. So today only the one find on my lunch from a charity shop. It was £1, like so, and it's Shadow the Hedgehog for the PS2. Nice nick. It's got a Sega manual in there, and obviously disc, and the normal manual. So never played it. So I shall have a go with this. Discs in good nick. Basically, just a few minor thumbprints or whatever. So for £1 you can't grumble at that. Right, so I think that is more or less that. Apart from, I did mention earlier on in the video that there was a find from the same recycle centre just before I went to Eurogamer. Extremely pleased to find this. I walked in, went over to the area where they keep the DVDs and games and CDs and so on, and miscellaneous stuff. Sometimes you see the odd PC game in there, but yeah, I looked down, I saw a bunch of boxes. I thought, oh, boxes, and it took a moment to sort of register. I thought, good God, these are SNES boxes. I don't see these apart from in, usually overpriced sort of retro gaming shops, and they looked in good nick. So I picked them up, and these cost me £4, I believe. So essentially less than £1 each. The first one was a loose one. It's the Super Scope cartridge. I have to pick myself up a Super Scope now to actually play that. Next one was, I thought, Super Goal. And I thought, well, not really one I'd played before. It's a SNES game, it's boxed. Happy enough with that. Opened it up, and it's not Super Goal, it's actually Super Soccer, with the Super Soccer manual. So basically I've got the Super Goal box and Super Soccer the game. It's a little disappointing because I actually already have a box copy of Super Soccer. I think probably one of my very, very tiny number of box SNES games. I think probably 1 or 2 I think I've got in total. But, basically I've got a copy of Super Soccer if anyone wants to trade it or swap it. There you go. Next one. One that I do remember having back in the day. Spent a lot of time on this. Good game. I notice on the front actually it's got battery backup to save tournaments and stats, which may be a bit of a clue, as well as obviously you see in the edge of the box here. It's PGA Tour Golf. I really enjoyed playing this back in the day. I remember renting it from a local place and going back to renew it several times until I actually went and bought it, and then obviously in the great retro games sell-off this was one of the casualties, so very, very pleased to pick up another copy. Again, it's got the insert, it's got Obviously the box in very nice condition, and the manual. So yeah, all good. I'll pop that down there for a minute. Then there were two other SNES games. Not played either of these. First one, The Hunt for Red October. Now, I think, if I remember correctly, this is just the... Oh no, I lied. It is, once again, very nice cartridge. Insert, instructions, and again a very, very well looked after box. Whoever used to have these really looked after their stuff. The last game that I found for the SNES was this one. Now I definitely haven't played that. I can't even recall seeing it back in the day. So Super Battleship, the classic naval combat game. This is the one which is just obviously, yeah, definitely no manual in there. Just the insert, the box, and the cartridge. Once again in superb condition. I don't know how they looked after them. Whether maybe they kept them on a shelf. Maybe they bought them, never played them. But very, very pleased to pick those up anyway. Nothing sort of earth-shatteringly hard to find or anything, but it's always nice to pick up some of the stuff from back in the day in boxes. You know, I'm not that picky with the SNES games, to be honest. You know, as long as the game's there and I can play it, I'm quite happy. If it comes in the box, that's a bonus, because I know how difficult it is to find these, and obviously how hard it is to keep them in such, you know, pristine condition for so many years. So nevertheless, I'm very happy with those. I think, barring one minor thing which just arrived today, which I should just get, that is pretty much the extent of my gaming pickups for the last couple of weeks or so. So I'm just going to open the last thing which arrived in the post today. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you may have an idea, or not eagle-eyed, but the sharp brain may put two and two together and realise that today's Tuesday, and provided I get this posted relatively quickly, you probably have an idea what it is. It's a new or current generation game. Saw it online, played it at Eurogame. I really enjoyed the demo. Thought it was very atmospheric, so I thought, well, I'll have to give it a go. So picked that up today, Alien Isolation, and got that from the game collection. They were actually pretty reasonable price wise. I don't know if it's the same for all games from them, but certainly impressed. And they also got it me on release day, which is obviously better than Tesco, because they took 2 days past release to get me my copy of Destiny that I picked up recently. So yeah, I might have to use them more in the future. Anyway, I think that's about it. I've probably monotone drawled most of you to sleep. For those of you still with me, well done. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll get another video up in the next week or two. As with most of these things, and I imagine most other people that post these videos, the frequency of the videos probably depends on the quality and frequency of the pickups. Like I said previously, if there's nothing that I've managed to pick up of any note, then it's not really worth me popping onto YouTube going, "Hi, it's me, I've got nothing whatsoever." So basically just keep your eyes peeled. Stay subscribed, or if you've not subscribed, please do so. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. That's what everyone seems to say. I think I'll just follow suit. But yeah, to conclude, yeah, thanks again for watching. If anyone has seen anything in the video that they think they might be interested in that I've mentioned, I might already have, like the Pokemon game or the Super Soccer for the SNES. You never know, there may be someone out there that hasn't got it. You know, just drop me a message, and I'll try and get back to you. I do have alerts set up on my account. I think my channel traffic is low enough to sort of basically notice when anyone does anything associated with my account. So Anyway, thanks again for watching. This is darthsteve333 saying bye. Cheers.